hating on you with their friends, girl, you got it.
Alright, so hey lovelies, once again, thank y'all for joining us with another episode of Mama Needa Life 2. Again, a very important episode for me and for us because it is the start, or this month is the month for Women History Month. And I have these two wonderful women sitting next to me, Miss Monique, and I do have Sayidat, okay? Miss Sayidat, I'm gonna start with you first this time, okay? She is an entertainer, public figure. She is an influencer, lifestyle coach, and the co-founder of Girl Code Academy. Mm-hmm. Okay, then I do have beautiful Miss Monique here. She's a licensed cosmetologist. She has a podcast. It's called Unleash Her Podcast, and she's the CEO of Unlimited Beauty by Mom. So let's just talk more about it. I did mention a lot of different things that you guys do.
So first and foremost, I'm Sayidat, everybody. And yes, I am into the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. So just to kind of give everybody like a background of what that means, I work with Rated R Miami TV, and I have the sub company under Dirty Dade Media Management. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of media. We do all the events like Trina Rockstar Fest, Rolling Loud, and then we also do a streaming web platform for artists to put out their music. Okay. It holds all of our podcasts, and I really wanted to just dive into that because I went to school for broadcasting and a minor in PR. So I wanted to really work in the entertainment world and go that way. I work with artists. Like she said, I'm an entertainer myself. And Girl Code Academy was actually started pre-COVID. Okay. With my best friend Shakoria. Hey Shakoria.
Hey girl.
And we really started Girl Code Academy because down south from like Coconut Grove to Florida City, you really don't see a lot of like programs for young girls and youth.
Right.
Like getting them together, talking about etiquette, getting them, informed about what they want to do when they get older, just really guiding them, mentorship.
Right.
And we also wanted to work with education. We want our beautiful women to be bright, right? Mm-hmm. So we kind of paired with the Miami-Dade libraries, and we got a contract with the parks, so that way we can go on the parks and do a lot of mentorship. So we would do like trap and fit, mommy and me painting. We would do like a whole lot of little things, and we really got close to the girls. But then of course COVID happened. Mm-hmm. We definitely did the virtual, like getting the girls signed to the library so they can do like virtual homework, tutoring, and things of that nature. So that was the premise. And then like literally 2 years later, God is beautiful. We both had beautiful babies at the same time. So I had my son in January, and then a month later she had her daughter. It was just,
oh wow.
It was, we did not have kids. We did not have anything. We were just like two girls, like out living life, and we're like, man, we want to do something for the kids.
Oh, that was nice.
So, it's kind of full circle. And now that like Shakoria is a licensed nail technician, she is also a social worker now. So both of our careers have taken two different paths, but this year we were like, we're going to really start giving back because I do a lot of community events with media, and I found like there's an area we can really talk to the girls now. So sometimes God does things so that way we can really make an impact.
Get into it.
And we're mothers now, right?
Right.
So now we identify with what those parents were telling us, and how we can relate better because we're mothers. So.
Right. Well, how old is your child? Is it girl, boy? What is
I have a son.
Oh, okay.
He's 2.
Okay.
He's
so
just
terrible too. Oh Lord.
He's been terrible since September.
Oh Lord. Well, mine's since October. She's in the clear because hers is how old? What she told me? 11? No, 12, 13. What you told me?
She's 11. She's
11.
Okay.
Like you almost there.
I mean, I don't know if it's the clear. Okay, I don't know if I'm in the clear. I'm more like in the red.
No, you're almost there. You're closer than me and her. I mean, hey, I started off with you. I started over with you because I have a 2-year-old too, but I have 3 kids. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm being everywhere.
You're always running around, nonstop.
So first of all, what made you not have no more kids? Because you only have one. So you just said that one was like, okay, that's it.
Listen.
Like,
baby.
I'm trying to understand because why didn't I get the hint?
Well, I had at my journey to motherhood was very bittersweet, and a lot of things that were bitter about it just made me a little bit more wiser.
Right.
And I'm like, if I do it again, we're going to do this
the right way.
A different way.
Okay, a different way.
Because I don't want to say the right way. I just want to say a different way.
Right. And now that we're older, so now we kind of know, like, okay, this how we gonna do it, this how we not gonna do it.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Well, since we on, you get into it. I mean, hey, tell us more
About the journey to
No, tell us, your journey, like your businesses, everything. Let us know, Miss Monique. Let us know what's going on.
I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I'm a third generation. And I've
Third generation. What does that mean?
My grandmother did hair in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
My mom does hair now still. And so I didn't see it coming. It just kind of crept up on me. And I've been doing it for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the time went by so fast. And so I specialize in natural hair care, weaves and braids. Those are my specialties. And so I'm located in Palmetto Bay area. So if you're in the Palmetto Bay area to Broward County, I'm your girl.
Hello.
And I also sell cosmetics. I have liquid lipsticks right now, and I'm wearing the red one. It's called Brazen. Brazen is inspired by my journey as a woman. You have to be bold and step out,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
even it has a little background with domestic violence. A lot of women have encountered their partner not liking red lipstick on them.
Okay.
And I realized that I was not alone in that, so that was the first color that I launched.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So I've never heard, like, so some men don't like women or their women wearing red lipstick?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Actually, it's crazy because a lot of women have said, they'll say like, yeah, you're a whore if you wear red lipstick.
Oh,
yeah, like, and even one of the companies that I was going to when I was looking for a company to work with on it, the lady that was with me, she said that she encountered that too. So I realized, it's not just my story. A lot of women have encountered the same thing. So that was the first color that I launched. And it's a beautiful color, and it lasts long. I can drink wine.
And you have
and it stays on. It's long lasting, so I really, really love it. And I sell hair extensions. I've been wearing hair extensions since forever. I want to say since maybe I was like 10 years old. And so I know good quality. I love quality, and I just was like, you know what? I know all about it, so I'm gonna sell it. And hair care is the next thing that I'm working on, because I don't like to do hair and the foundation is not set. It's all about the foundation. When I started doing hair, I was my first guinea pig client, whatever you want to call it, and I know what it takes to grow hair. I know what it takes for it to thrive. I know the foundation that you need, and so that has always been my focus. And
well, I did want to hear. Tell me about the podcast. I'm curious.
Okay,
let me clap for you. I don't want to not give you that. Let me
I love it.
Unleash Her came about, I've always had encounters with my clients where, we interact back and forth and we share wisdom with each other. And so I was like, just let me create a platform where, I can give off of that energy and that wisdom and that voice for women that want to just come out. It's like unleash all that you've been waiting for, all that you've been wanting to do, the real you, the authentic you.
The real you,
the authentic you. And so that's how Unleash Her came about. It's for the ladies. It's for the men too. I've had men chime in and listen, and they can get a better perspective of women as well.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that for both y'all. I'm gonna clap for both y'all. No, y'all doing a beautiful thing. I really, really like the concept of your podcast, and then the concept of your academy that you got for the girls too. That was very thoughtful, especially that you did it before you had kids.
Yes.
Before you had kids. So that's you being very generous and kind.
Always.
Well, tell me, what does self-care mean to you?
So, self-care, and it's crazy because when you asked me to come on this podcast, literally like this year, everybody that I work with was like, you need to invest in self-care. And I was like, okay. And I really sat back like around Christmas time, and I just finished like a big project, and I was like, what is self-care? Like, what y'all do? Y'all just go get y'all nails done? Like, what y'all do? Because when I'm always, my mind is always running.
Right.
And I feel like as moms, we have to, you know, take a step back, because we can't give to our children and we can't give to our community, our family, if we're not always there.
Hello.
So I feel like self-care is a recharge. It's the time that you take to recharge yourself.
Okay.
You know, get in touch with yourself again. You might have like a long work week or like a busy day, and you might feel yourself being a little overwhelmed or feel yourself like uneasy, not feeling like yourself. So I feel like that's when you say, hey, let me take some time for self-care. And it can be once a day. It doesn't matter how many times you do it. It could just be, I need to recharge. Take that moment and give back to yourself.
I like that. I like that. What about you, Miss Monique?
I would love to piggyback off of that. I realized that early on, because I've been doing the work, the self-work for quite some time now. And there is a difference between self-care and self-maintenance. And the two can get confused. Like she said, you know, is it, do I get my nails done? Do I get my hair done? And that's self-maintenance. And self-care is, when what I'm hearing her say, is quality time. And I realized that quality time is important, especially when you're a mom.
Yeah. Or a father.
Or a father.
Yes.
Or for anybody.
Anybody, right.
Anybody, right? Your kids need self-care too.
Yes.
Child.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're right. You get a break from them, they get a break from you.
Hello.
Then they driving you crazy.
I'm driving them crazy.
You driving them crazy, you know? So self-care, and it's even like, how are you going to nurture yourself?
Right.
It's nurturing yourself, whether it's good food, right?
I love to eat.
Me too.
I love to eat, girl. Some good food, okay? For a reason.
Whether it's good food, whether it's reading a book, or, you know, quality time, just going by the beach and just relaxing and just having that moment for yourself. So that's what self-care looks like to me.
I can agree with it. I feel like just doing what you like to do. You know what I mean? I feel like you said, self-care is different for everybody. It's typically the time that you get apart from everyone and you're doing something that you enjoy. You know what I mean? For me, honestly, I'm starting, well, I'm not going to say starting, but I'm just recent. I want to say like probably within the last 2 years, I started discovering like, oh, I need self-care.
Yeah.
Even though I knew something was missing, I'm like, dang, like I didn't have that time for just me. Like you guys said, now it's like, okay, let me, take a break. Let me sit down and do this without the kids.
Yeah.
Or by myself. You know what I mean?
It's necessary.
It very much so is. Okay, let me check the comments real quick. Okay, so I have Evelyn Lopez. She said, one thing I hate about red is when it gets on your teeth. Does your brand have the same effects, or is it worry teeth free?
It's not my teeth, though.
No, it's not on your teeth. It's not on her teeth. So I guess, yeah. That answers that question. Okay, Miss Evelyn.
No, I live by providing quality, and I've tested and I've done a lot of, trial and error before even launching anything that I put out, because I feel like, it's so important. You are your brand, and I have good reviews with people that buy it. And they love it. Honestly, I'm not even saying it.
Right.
Thank you. I'm not even saying it. It's really like speaks for itself. They're like, girl, you didn't tell me this thing lasts all night long. It don't come off. I'm like,
that's what you want, right?
Right. Yeah. You just so it lasts longer. You know what I mean? You don't have to keep. You don't need to put it on 2-3 times. What I will say is, oil. It's water. It's waterproof, but oil will take it off. So if you're out eating chicken wings, it is gonna come off because it's greasy, or any type of greasy foods, or even at night when you're taking your makeup off, use the oil, it will come off.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, don't put no oil on your lips, okay? And you don't need to be no chicken on the date. I'm just saying.
No, I just want to keep it real.
Right.
So you know what to expect. Like, oh, this was supposed to last.
Right.
But it's like if it's not it got to come off some kind of way.
Hello, no, dead serious. So how do you balance like work, parenting, businesses, household duties, love, and me time? How do you do all of that? Because I haven't figured it out yet. So how do you...
And to answer that, Evelyn, you can get it on
www.unlimitedbeautybymo.com.
www.unlimitedbeautybymo.com.
Say again. Put the plug.
www.unlimitedbeautybymo.com. Thank you for inquiring.
Hello.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So did you get the question? You need me to read the question again?
Go ahead.
Okay. How do you balance work, parenting, businesses, household duties, love, and like me time? How do you do all of that?
Oh, it's my favorite thing. Balance is like literally my favorite thing to do. I think I mastered it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me the secret. Tell me the secret.
No, I mean, just do it. You know, I take time for myself. I take time for my daughter. I take time to hang out with my friends. I will say sometimes I feel like maybe I overgive in certain areas, but I've always been able to balance out my life, whether it's for my family, myself. I've always been good at doing that because I'm just me.
Right.
I'm a dual.
So let me ask you this: do you do like a calendar, or is just by brain, like you just know, okay, I got to do this, or do you sit down with a calendar and like plan everything out for the month? Like, how are you? Just go with the flow.
I just go with the flow.
Okay. Is that the same for you?
So it's a little bit of both, but not. So I'm the person where, of course, like you just said, like you all been mothers. So mommyhood is like still new for me.
Right.
It's still a lot of things that I'm like figuring out. But I do have a little boy, so he's active. So it keeps me active and it keeps me remembering. I think one of the things that having a child, and I had my son when I was 30. So having a child, it gave me so much motivation. So I make the time. Like she said, Nike check, just do it. Like I just figure it out. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do this, do that. And I have to say this, I have a beautiful village because I'm always everywhere. So between my actual, job and then all of my entrepreneurship and everything that I'm doing, there has to be a balance. So between his father, and his grandmothers, grandfathers, and just like people who are like connected to us,
support
us. But I am also cautious about not overdoing it because I feel like I've seen it. I got cousins, I got people, so I know that sometimes you can abuse it. And your village, they need self-care too. They need time for themselves. So you have to kind of be generous and grateful for what they're doing and say thank you. And thank you is not just, oh, I'm going to keep my child, but that's your child. You got thank you is, you know what, Ma, I'm going to get y'all some crabs this weekend. I'll thank y'all. Or, Dad, I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate you. Show that you appreciate your family. And that's how you're able to keep that balance. Because they'll see, wow, she or he is hustling. They're doing what they got to do to get that child. That child got to go to college. Right? So, like, you have to balance it, but don't be in fear of, man, I ain't got the time. Don't let that be an excuse either. So because I don't want that to stop me, I just do it. I don't keep a calendar. I got a calendar for work, but I'm like, you know what? If it means something, God will make sure that it gets done. So.
No, but for me, I feel like I do need a calendar. I'm not even gonna lie, because it's like, dang, like I just be sitting like, oh my gosh, like the time go by so quick.
We're already in March.
Right. And it's like, dang, I want to do this, but I got to do that. But I want to do this, but then I got 3 kids too, and I got a man, and I got So yeah, for me, I have to have a calendar so I can kind of, or put it in my phone on a notebook or something like that so I can kind of keep up with it. But like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, how to balance everything, because like the podcast is new for me. I edit content. That's another
You're doing
task.
a great job.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
It's wonderful. And you're consistent.
Yes, and you're consistent.
And that's
key.
And that's time consuming. That's time consuming.
Everybody's dynamic is different.
Right.
Your dynamic is different from both of ours. So, do whatever you need to do. I actually have a friend that does the same thing. She has 3 kids. She has a husband. And she keeps a calendar.
Hello.
So, because you might be onto something.
You might be. Maybe I should write a calendar for the moment.
Hello. You might be onto something.
especially with the events, because I work with events, so it's good. I can't say with my job, like I do a lot of traveling. So that calendar is necessary because I have to be here this day and that day. Yes. So that part of it I do understand, but then like the extra curricular stuff that I'm investing in, I'm like, I got some free time. I got 2 hours.
Okay, let me go do that.
You know?
Right. But y'all have, like you said, you have a big family. For me, I feel like I don't have that big family here in Miami. So it's like I only have literally 2 options. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So there's no way that I can avoid overdoing it. You get what I mean? Yeah. You know, it is what it is. But I'm like, dang, maybe I should have more kids so that they can have a big family. You know what I mean? Okay, never mind.
Listen.
Well, I'm just curious. Are you guys the old, like back in the day parent to your kids, or like you the new age parent? You know what I mean by that?
I think I keep a balance because I still try to keep my daughter like a child, you know, and not too grown. And it's kind of hard because they have access to the things that we didn't necessarily have access to. Yes. As a matter of fact, we had a conversation about that, and she was like, "Mom, you know we're little adults now, right?"
Oh.
Yeah, because I was checking her about something, you know, and I don't want her to be afraid of me, and I don't want her to be afraid to come to me. So we'll have a conversation, and we're gonna get down to the root of what the problem is. And so what I got is that they have access to the things that we didn't have access to, and what I found is that one friend will tell one friend something, and then that friend will tell, and then it just keeps going. So I've had to lean more into teaching her about having boundaries, and being a leader, not a follower, knowing who she is, and you know, and having a voice for herself. So
well, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, you there.
That's why I was like, terrible tools, y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
I think for me, because like I said, I'm not there yet, but I do like have friends that have kids and they had kids early. So there's a conversation of like disciplining, right? And like, how does that work? Now, when they had their kids like 20s and stuff, they probably have more energy to be running around and all this, So my thing is, sit down. I told you what.
No, for real.
But then like you do have to, we're in the age of like gentle parenting and having that conversation. So like you said, like I came from like real old school. Like my dad is Nigerian. And my mom is, you know, straight out of coconut grove, they geechies, you know. So it's like you gonna get talked to very strictly, you know. Right. And my dad did a great job of like balancing, like being strict but also being gentle because he only had daughters. Okay. So it's like, you know, we're his you know, babies, princesses. So he was very strict. So I just figure it out as it goes. But I do know that even that one, they know love. So I definitely want to enforce the fact that mommy means what she says, but we have to lay down the law. We have to have some boundaries. So I'm learning that, and I hope that it transitions to the same thing that she's being able to do with her daughter, and I do with my son, because I know that's 2 different worlds. Right? Yes,
I'm gonna tell you, a boy. I feel like boys they're easy, but hard at the same time. Like, well, my son, he's definitely different from night and day with my daughter. Like, my son, he's more video game, but mommy, like, what you need? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, no, for real, what's wrong with you? Like, he gonna make sure, like, I need to know what's wrong with mom. Whereas my daughter is more like, I don't care, just buy me Starbucks. Like, you know, like, I don't care, mom, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? So, but I can't say that being an adult and a parent, I feel like I flip-flop, like, because the things that I went through as a child, like, with discipline and stuff like that. Like, my dad was tough. Tough. Like, baby, he was a correction officer at one point. He get the thick belt. Okay, so he was getting the belt. I mean, do you believe in the belt?
I had the belt, too. I got the belt. I got whatever they could find.
Right. It might be this here, too, okay?
Yeah, I got all that. That's why I'm confused. Right. Because when they become grandparents, right? It's like,
oh yeah, they nice.
Now why
they
y'all
like,
doing
yeah,
this?
you don't hit the baby.
Right.
Don't talk to her
but
like that.
You wasn't doing that when it was my turn. When it was my turn, you was ready. Okay.
Well, leave the beast on me.
the past.
No, listen. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, because before I was like, I don't want to do my kids because I did it and I went through it. But guess what? It made me stronger.
Yes.
And I know right from wrong. Cause hello. But now it's like, now I'm like, okay, I have to put my foot down. I have to get the belt or whatever, the shoe, whatever's there in eyesight. I need to use it because these kids know. They're very smart. They learn from your habits. Like, okay, mommy, I know mommy said she gonna get the belt, but she not gonna get the belt.
You're right. They'll remember that. They'll keep you like you're passive, and that's not what we want.
Right. And I was very passive. So now I'm like, okay, I'm passive aggressive for real now. So they do now. I have to, like you said, stand on business and let them know, like, mommy's not playing with y'all no more, because it's getting to a point where now they are literally getting old, and it's like it happens just like this.
Correct.
And that's what happened to me. Like that. And I was like, oh shoot, my kids ain't no little babies no more. Like, they talking back.
Yeah. Talking back. That's something too. When he's learning to say, sentences and saying little things, and it's beautiful. But they pick up on everything, like
everything.
So you gotta be careful. You have to also, they're watching you, and that comes up. Plays a part in disciplining, because they know your actions. They know what you're gonna do. They know what you're gonna say.
Right. Okay, but I'm gonna show you, baby. Don't worry. I'll be right back. So, did you guys have a natural birth or a C-section?
I went in ready for natural birth. I made the mommy bag. I was her. I was on YouTube. Like, oh my god, I gotta have this. Ordering everything. And I was. I had to end up having a C-section, but I felt like there's this period that moms nest. And I really didn't nest until the last month of my pregnancy. So I usually speak on the pregnancy because it's real. I didn't have what you guys spoke about before, the eating all you can eat and whatever. I was really oh my God, I'm turning 30. I'm about to be a mom. I'm not where I want to be. I gotta get ready. So my mind, everything was dramatic. Maybe because I'm just.
You trying to be perfect.
Yes,
there's no such thing.
Even before the child got here, I was trying to be perfect. So all the experiences, when I started to nest, I started to then enjoy the pregnancy, the last minute.
Ooh,
so I didn't plan for, okay, I'm going to have a C-section. I just knew that's not going to be me. And I should have, because I was a high-risk pregnancy, so I should have, paid attention to it. But I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. My grandma had to call. It was I was in there crying. I started getting mad because I didn't want to I was scared of that.
Oh, Lord. Well, girl, don't feel bad. I had an emergency C-section.
Okay.
I did not have no intentions to have, and it started with the first one, the boy. The difference is the boys. It's the boys. You had a natural? Oh, okay.
We all had a C-section.
We all had C-sections. Wow.
It's a journey in itself.
It is. Listen, I went to the doctor's office that day. The regular checkup, I think, was 37 weeks. I went to the doctor and they did my blood pressure. Did they do my blood pressure? Probably so. And it was like, hold on, your blood pressure is elevated. We're gonna have to deliver this baby today. I said, no, what now? Wait a minute. Hold on. Today? You're gonna induce me today? It was like, yeah, and where I went, it was Kendall Hospital, so we literally just walked across the street. And they induced me to have the baby. Next thing I know, they come running in. It was like, oh, get on all fours. Baby, what now?
Right. What?
And I'm nervous. I'm like, what's going on? They didn't tell me nothing at first. They were just like, get on all fours. They came trying to listen. It was like, your heartbeat, the baby's heartbeat is dropping. So I'm like, what? We got to rush you to a C-section. And at this point, I'm by myself because he went to work. Because, when they induce you, they tell you, probably 13, whatever. Later on tomorrow, you got a baby. But in this case, his heartbeat was dropping. So it's like, okay, we got to do it today, right now. So he had to rush. Literally, they already cut me open. While he come in, my stomach is open.
Oh, my.
Because he had to rush there. And he was like, that was the worst sight I've ever seen. Because,
Right.
Yeah.
And then from then, it's just C-section.
Yeah. It's the healing from C-section is...
The last one almost took me out.
And you want more?
No! I was just playing.
Now I don't know if this is the same for you all, but I wasn't. A lot of the things that happened for me, I just was because I just wanted to be. perfect.
Right.
So I was like, first off, the
I can imagine you. Hold on. She's like,
I was just, my nerves was bad. I got bad nerves. For real. Like, I was like, okay, so what's going on? Because you really can't, you know, like you in the hospital, they're giving you all the medication and stuff like that. And you got to get that medication when you go home.
Right.
You know. So it was, I couldn't do nothing. I was like laying there like this.
Right.
I literally could not move, wait to get medication. And I just felt like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't like really reach. I couldn't
do nothing.
And
you gotta take care of a whole baby.
Oh my God. And then trying to breastfeed, that was a thing for me. So I was just like,
oh, you breastfed too?
Oh, that was a whole story and
My
stuff.
daughter did not want no
She
titties.
didn't want my titties,
No,
girl.
she was like,
damn.
I tried. I really, really tried. And I was like, he latched in the hospital. And I didn't know. And this is like things I didn't know. Because I didn't know. I didn't know that now when you tell them in the hospital that you want to breastfeed, they're not going to give you a bottle. They're not going to give you anything.
Oh, from the jump. Okay.
Yeah, from the jump. So I was just like, we're up. Like, Big Heaven and I were up. Like, he's crying. And it was because he wasn't getting enough milk from me.
Oh, okay. Because
you know
it took a while.
It was taking a while for him. So I ended up pumping and giving him milk and like supplementing at the same time because I still wanted him to have like the nutrients for me.
Right.
And then when I did start to heal up, I had to keep going back because I felt like I was opening up like my scar.
Lord.
And then now, something I did not know, when that area is numb still.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yours?
And I've talked to so many different women who had, and I'm trying to find somebody who's not numb or who like could feel like they used to feel.
No.
Your body completely changes.
It does.
After any pregnancy. But I really want women to know, like, even though you have a C-section or if the doctors are telling you if you're pregnant now, you can catch up on this episode, like a C-section does not make you less than a mom. It doesn't make your experience less than. If anything, we are true warriors because that is a dangerous.
It is.
Especially for Black women right now, pregnancy and delivery is, you know, they're making us aware of all the things that are going on. So I'm glad that you have that. You asked us that because that is something to talk about. Like, don't feel like you can't tell your doctors if you're in pain. Talk about it. Please tell them, even while you're at your visits, after, just please communicate with them.
And I'm going to say, like I said, the third one almost took me out. Like, that was the one that I feel like I was the most prepared because, of course, it's the third one. Like, I know I'm getting a C-section. I know this is going to do this. I know this. I know that. But, baby, it's like, I don't know if you're, because you're cutting the same spot, all that said, oh, no, ma'am. And it just literally, everything was just, oh my gosh, like having to get up. And then they kept wanting to come bother me.
Every 2 hours.
And then you want me to get up to give you the baby? Oh, no, ma'am. Never again.
yeah.
So,
not all of us in the same way.
I'm keeping it funky, and you know, I'll run across people sometimes, and I'll tell them the real deal, and they just be like, no. Then they come back, they be like, right. I was like, well,
right, because you know, a lot of people.
I try to.
Right, but you know, I'm gonna say I'm thankful because I didn't have to go through that. Them contractions, because I feel like God knew.
I think people make it dramatic.
I actually did feel the contractions.
They wouldn't know that.
Let me tell you why they weren't. Well,
but what about it busting out?
Well, I don't know about that. I didn't know.
I can't do the bust out part. I'm bust out.
No,
I ain't know about that. But I did know I felt them though because they kept, you know, giving us the anesthesia so you don't really feel it.
Right, and I hate that part.
And
oh my gosh.
the anesthesiologist they already had put the order in, and it was taking her like so long to come. So I was pressing like a little button. Many of the ladies know what I'm talking about. Like you press the button and you get the
call nurse.
And like, oh my God, what's going on? And I felt a contraction. I was like, oh no, I need a medicine. Now I'm feeling it. And I was like just sweating. And I was like, well, maybe that'll help me dilate more. Like maybe that'll help.
Naturally.
You know? Yeah. And it still didn't help. So
yeah. I said, oh no. God knew this thing. No ma'am. So we did kind of touch like C-section. So we all kind of can agree that it does do something to your body.
Yes, it does.
Like I feel like after I had my 3 children, like the stomach was like down to the floor. It was like sinking. I mean, I had to get it on the tub. I had to because like I literally was not the same at all. So
I still got my little kangaroo pouch.
No, you
You be.
Well, I've always been thick and always had a stomach, but I feel like pre-pregnancy, like 4 years before having my son, you know, I guess this is a safe space, so I'll say it. I hope somebody gets inspired, but I do have like PCOS, so I had to lose. Like after high school, going to college, I was living in Louisiana, good food. But I almost was like 500 pounds. So I got to like 450. And I started to develop like high blood pressure, pre-diabetes, sleep apnea. And I moved
so
back
that was
home.
PCOS.
PCOS. I would continually bleed. I would have like off periods or like have elongated periods like for a long time. And there was one point in time where like they couldn't see one of my ovaries. It was just a lot going on. Right. So I took it upon myself to be healthy and like change, like take back my life. Like I didn't want that to be my story. Right. Because it didn't limit you. You can't do anything. I want to be plus size and be beautiful and curvy and love myself, but I want to be active. So I took control. I lost the weight. Wow, I get pregnant. How beautiful.
Right. That's when it happens.
And that's when it happened. So after pregnancy, like I got back, but then something just felt weird. Like I really didn't feel like myself. I still didn't feel like but because we have to just do it attitude and like, you know, we gotta get up, that's how we're built in our heads as women sometimes, like we just push through. I kind of ignored everything and like I'm starting to realize, wow, I'm not the same.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're not. You're beautiful.
Thank you. I'm trying. I try every day, like to tell myself, okay, you can do it side out. You can get up.
Yes, you can.
You know, because sometimes you're not just doing it for you. You're doing it for everybody around you. So it's not abnormal. And then when you have more conversations like this, like women always say, I went through it too. It is what it is. Like you're the only one.
I went through it too. I literally went through it too. You know what I mean? Even like when you say about like the weight, I struggle too. Yeah. I struggled too. And then one day I was working corrections in Sergeant Hannah Green. Me and her was in confinement. I worked correction 4 years. We were in confinement and I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of, you know, not being happy with myself. So let me do something to make myself better. And from that day, I make sure I was bringing 8 water bottles to work, fruits, you know what I mean, boiled eggs. I might have a little waffle, whatever. But the point is, from that day on, from when I made that agreement, I made sure I lost that weight. And I've kept it off ever since then. And it's been feeling good because that's where I have that self-confidence, that self-love for myself. Because a lot of people, I feel like when you love yourself on the inside, when you don't love yourself on the inside, even if you tell me you're so beautiful, I'm not going to, really?
No, you ain't going to believe it until you feel it.
Until you feel it. You know what I mean? So you gotta want it. You gotta feel it for yourself.
Yeah. One day when you make that decision, that conscious decision, you'll get to it. And when you get there, it's just when you get there.
Right. Right. Well, would you ladies say that you guys have dealt with postpartum at all during your pregnancy? Well, after your pregnancy? And let me just let people know who don't know what postpartum is. So it typically happens after having a baby. Some women tend to get like baby blues or may feel like sad, worried, or tired. And typically this can last up to 6 weeks. For me, I'm going to say yes, I did have postpartum. I don't know if I had it with all 3, but I know I had it. What about you?
I don't know if it was postpartum. So like when women would speak on it and like I would have conversations with friends, one thing that I do want to say, thank you to all my friends asking me if I was okay, like checking on me, like, you know, and not just for the 6 weeks, but like for a while, because I really did like seclude myself and I was like alone a lot and I really wanted to bond. I literally did not go back to work until like 6 months after, and that was a conscious decision for me because I could have jumped back in there and the me like now I probably would have jumped back faster, but because I had the village and because I had people asking me all the time, and then one day I just was like, I need to take a break. Right. Like I'm not there. I was just moving. So I don't know if that was postpartum for sure, but I do know like one day I had K3 in like end of January. So
your son name's K3?
Yeah, Kevin the third.
Okay, yes ma'am.
After having K3, I want to say around May, like I was like eager to get out there because I just didn't feel like myself. Like I got bored. I was like, I'm doing the same thing every day,
repetition.
and I'm like, then I started to feel guilty because I'm supposed to be like loving on my baby, and like you take 1,000 pictures, but them 1,000 pictures not gonna stop, you know, what you really feeling inside, you know. So then like my dad, I love my dad, amazing. He was like, you need to like take some time. You need to just give me his middle name is like an African middle name. It's Jayola. So like he's like, let me take Jayola and let you have that time and just go do something. Like go do something you want to do.
Right.
And like I was like, then I started to feel like guilty for that because you're detached. So like I went through this phase of like just figuring out like, well, what is wrong, but like knowing that it's okay.
Right.
Like, it's okay to not feel like that, and it's okay to like not to feel that way, to not feel like connected all the time.
Right.
You know, because that's a period that you are getting to know your baby.
Right.
You know? So I don't know if it's postpartum, but I do know that I felt weird.
Yeah,
and that like it was something that like I had to grow into and like understand it was okay. And I credit that to my village and the people that were checking up on me.
That's what's up. Did you experience anything?
I had prepartum.
Before. We had the before. Yes, ma'am.
I
Okay.
had prepartum depression, but not postpartum because I couldn't wait to be back outside.
I'm telling you, no, that's for real. That's for real. That is for real. And kudos to like it's a lot of moms who are able to like just jump back out. You know, and like I think media, like the media and like people generation, I want to say our older generation, that's not used. They're not used to that.
I think
They
I worry
kinda-
about that being
Yeah.
shamed.
Yeah, like where you going? You just had a baby. You still open. You still out.
Girl, they be ready to
They
say
be ready
that.
to
Girl,
say
don't wash
that.
your hair, don't perm your hair.
And I understand them to a certain to a certain point.
Right.
But then sometimes you need to
That fresh air.
especially as a new mom, because if you are always outside living that life, doing your thing, and then you have a beautiful bundle of joy, you don't want to like feel like, well, like I lost myself.
Right.
You know,
right.
you still want to be, loved and tended to. You want to have your own identity besides being mom. Right. Like I'm Sayidat and I'm a mom and I'm someone's daughter. Like you have to have that time for yourself. So kudos to those ladies who could make time.
No,
like,
it is
right
serious.
after, because it is hard.
I just know I remember a time for me, my son, when I had him, he would not stop crying this day. Like he would not know nothing that I could do to my son that would help him stop crying. I think he was like a few months, probably like the first month, I don't know. But I remember my mom coming in because he would not stop crying, no matter what I did. She came in there, she was like, give me the baby. She took the baby, he stopped crying. But I'm like, okay, maybe we both, our energy, both were tired of each other. Because at that moment, I just dropped to the phone. I literally cried. Because it's like, what do you want me to do? Like, you ate, you don't want to go to sleep. Like, what you want me to do? And he would not stop crying at night. And just when she came to get him, he stopped. And that was a moment for me, like, I don't think I can do this. You know what I mean? But I did it. You know what I mean? But that was a moment, a tricky moment for me.
Shout out to moms.
Hello.
That happens with me too. Like, just give me the baby. Come on, because you have those moments and you be like, you breathe and you be like, and then they do tell you it's not you. It's just
the baby. They
it's
said
the baby. You know,
like the baby. I don't want you to know. I said, oh Lord, mom, thank you, mom.
All the moms and mother figures, please. That we need that. A village is very important.
It is.
In your motherhood, fatherhood, it's very important.
What would you say your biggest sacrifice that you had to make being a mother? What was your? I mean, you know your child is 11, so I'm quite sure you had to say no to some stuff.
I thought about that. Right, like, that was like a question that I was just not sure how to answer, and I don't really. I don't know.
No sacrifice.
I mean, when you love someone, you always make a sacrifice, whether it's your child or your family or your loved ones. So I'm sure there are some sacrifices I feel like I've had to make, but I don't really feel like it's things that I haven't been able to work through. if
Right.
that makes sense. But I mean, maybe like your career, it's
Mhm.
harder to navigate your career.
Like time.
Is
I would
there like
say.
time for your career with
That's a lot of
kids? My love life.
Mhm.
Cause my daughter,
It's like,
listen, that girl right now,
girl. What happened, Monique? What happened, Monique?
I just put a video on Facebook the other day where she was like 2 or 3, and we're having lunch, and I was just like asking her, you know, we've always had these real conversations, and I'm like, so how come your dad can have a girlfriend and I can't have a boyfriend?
Right.
And she's like, because you can only have a daughter, and you know. She's like, I can't have a boyfriend. She's like, basically, she didn't care about what he got going on. Just mommy. And I have been single ever since. Like,
oh my.
yeah.
So how was that for you? Like, is it because what your daughter said, or just?
No, I just feel like I'm a lot pickier because it's not her dad. So, you know, I do have to be careful of who I bring around and things like that. And I just feel like I'm not one of those people that just jump into relationships. It's like it's either you're gonna be the right person or you're not, and let's not waste each other's time.
Hello.
Right. So that's just kind of where I'm at. If you're not the right person, we're not gonna do this 6 months, 2 years. I don't got time for that. So I've always just been like, let's just wait till it's the right time and the right person.
So nobody has met your daughter?
No.
Okay. Okay.
That's beautiful. That is very protect you and protect her peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of people don't care. Like, oh, I started talking to him yesterday. Come on over. Like, I mean,
No, my daughter don't play that.
Yeah.
If she even hear another man's voice, who's that? What? Let me see.
Well, what is she gonna do when you do get that? Oh, that's gonna be so hard for you, Monique.
It is gonna be hard.
But she probably will go into the, cross over to the teenage world. And then sometimes teenagers do get consumed with themselves a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I trust her judgment. I just feel like I say, if it's the right person,
it'll make sense.
Yeah, it'll make sense. It'll flow naturally. Like I don't worry about that because in the meantime, like I'm just getting back to me, and I feel like you talk about sacrifice. I had my daughter in the 20s, so it's like while that you supposed to be kind of figuring it out and learning about who you are, that journey took me a lot longer.
She's grown with
She's grown. It took me a lot longer, so I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. Like when you meet that person, you want to know who you are. You want to, you want to be ready.
Right.
So I'm just preparing. I've been preparing, and I'd rather just do it once
and be over it.
I understand.
Like that's it.
Yeah, like, that's it. I'm not gonna do this pattern.
Let's just talk about the fact. Well, it's funny because you know how me and their dad are together. But like, let's say we go to the store and let's say it could be just a guy just saying, "Oh, you want the mustard?" I don't talk.
They protect it. They be like,
right. Well, dang, I can't. Like, it was mustard. Like, mustard.
My daughter's the same way.
Like, dang.
Don't talk to my mama. Don't look at my mama. Don't look at my mama. That's how she is.
And it's my son. Mom, he looking at your booty. Cameron, it's okay. As long as he doesn't touch it. As long as he don't touch it. Like,
it's gonna happen.
He is making sure like, they are your soldiers.
And he would stand there and block me type crap. Like,
he doing what he's supposed to do. He know what he's supposed to do.
That's insane.
Like for you with your boy, I have a daughter. I did not expect it from my daughter, but she's very much overprotective.
Oh yeah, they love us.
Yes,
they love us.
She don't play that.
And one thing I've learned that kids, they're gonna love you even when you're up, when you're down. You know what I mean? So that leads me to my next question. I feel like the answer's gonna be the same. What motivates y'all to keep going? What motivates y'all?
My baby.
Hello.
My baby.
I don't know why I did that question.
But it's true. I mean, I feel like, and we talked about sacrifices a few seconds ago. Like when I realized, like, okay,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, because it kind of led into like my motivation. That's what makes me sacrifice. That's what motivates me because, like I said, I was outside. I was doing what I wanted to do. I took a little bit longer to like actually go for my dreams. right? Because you think like time is like just there, and really you realize like it's not. So you get caught up in like just working, going out, whatever. I can tell you, since my son was born, I have not really like gone out to the club unless it's like work. I don't go out just to like waste time. If I want to go out, like it's a schedule. Now that's scheduled. Like some girl time, let's schedule it. I know people need their time. If your friends want to do something with you, or you plan a trip with family. But for me, every minute, if it's not gonna be with my child, it has to mean something.
Right.
And for me, I'm grinding. Like I'm in grind time. Like he's giving me an unmatched ambition that I don't even know where it came from.
Right.
Like
would bring it out.
I would talk about the things I wanted to do, but now it's like action. Like it's different because you want to see it fulfilled, and I want to show my son like this like is how mommy did this. And if mommy can do this, baby, you can do this, and you don't know, nothing can stop you.
Right.
So I feel like, it all ties in. Like my son is my biggest motivation. He's the first thing I think about, last thing I think about. I think about him during the day, like, what are you doing? I hope he ain't giving no people at school all the time. I ain't getting no call today. Like, so you think about your children, and I hope, for everyone here, like you said, like that's everyone's answer, but it really is. It's not a cliche. Like your kids become like everything.
Yeah. Literally everything. And until you realize, like, dang, I need more than just them. Okay, because again, like before I got to this level, it was just kids, work, men, kids, work, men, and I didn't. Again, that's where it comes from. This podcast itself. That's what created this podcast. The fact of me trying to find myself and trying to do more than just being a mom, like you said, my own identity. And I had to figure that out. And when I figured it out, it was like, dang, like you got this, you got to do this, you got that talent. Like my talent is my mouth. Oh God, that came out wrong. I mean, like, talking. You know what you mean? Like, some people get it's talking. Being able to talk to you guys and like hopefully share my journey with people to help people, because your kids is important, but you are important too. And when you're good, you can be good for your kids. So yeah, I like that. Okay, so I just want to ask you guys, what would you say to a mother or a father who may just be starting their parenthood journey or may feel overwhelmed or exhausted? What would you say to them? It's a lot. You have to think about it. You want me to get to the comments? I mean, hey.
Right. Go to the comments. Hello. Take a minute. We got to brainstorm.
It's a lot.
It's a lot you can say. It's a lot you can say.
No, it is. It is. So Tiana, hey, Gray. She said he felt the stress on you. That was when we were talking about my son and him crying. Let's see. Richard Benjamin said, this is dope for moms to come together. That's dope. Thank you. Evelyn says, being a mother will always be the hardest job you will ever do. We just have to do our best and hope for the best. We are far from perfect, but we will try to be the best mother we can be with what we know and from what we've experienced. Yes, okay. Nika Greenaway said, I had to stand on business more with that belt. They take me as a joke, okay? Evelyn Lopez says, I've heard grandkids are parents' second chance of getting it right. Oh, yeah, I guess that is true, because you get to do it over, because after they done tried us, they do the grandkids right. I get it. And I want to say, Nika Greenaway, thank you for the stars, baby. Love you. Thank you. Okay, y'all got the answer yet? What would you say? Y'all?
I just don't think anything really prepares you for parenthood in general. And I could say, wait till you have this and wait till you have that. I mean, just keep God first.
Yes.
Keep God first, because you'll need those moments to keep you grounded.
Oh, yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
And even if you don't know God, get to know Him.
Yes.
And because that will be your saving grace at all times. And so,
Just you just gotta go and they just gotta find out.
Yeah, I mean,
They just gotta find out.
because like I say, like I've ran into people that I'm like, hey, you know, are you sure? Or like, you know, and it's like they don't really hear what I'm saying
until you get to where,
until they get to
there.
it. So it's like people are gonna do what they want to do.
Right.
People are gonna do what they want to do, and so my advice is just, you know, keep God first, keep God at the center, because you're gonna need Him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I would piggyback on what she said. It's true. I would just suggest pray through it. Pray through it. You will get overwhelmed. It's inevitable. Every mother, father, we all feel it. And you just have to, it's how you react. It's how you know, take everything in and just have some time to like digest everything and figure out a solution. Because I know a lot of parents who have different dynamics in how they're parenting, whether it's together or you're not together. Everybody's journey in parenthood is different. So you have to give everyone grace, give yourself grace.
Right.
Please give yourself grace, because you're learning. And I have my moments, just real talk right here on this platform. I have my moments.
For real.
But I'm really, like I said, I give everything 100 to my village. And shout out to Bishop Mark Cooper, Upper Room Ministries, and God, you know what I'm saying? Even if I can't get to church, I'm reading my Bible, listening on live. Like I have a moment, and I keep my child from early age in God. You know what I'm saying? Like he go to church, or he'll see it. We talk about Bible stories, like just something he see us pray. Now K3 can do this. You know, like you just have to have something to ground you. And for me, I think for all of us here, it is God. And just you'll get through. You will get through, and your children will show you the more that you put into it. I hear it all the time. They're a reflection of the parenting. So as long as you continue to like pray through it and do what you need to do, have your moments, self-care, everything that we discussed today, I think that you will be just fine.
Right.
And do the work.
Right.
Do the work on yourself.
Yes.
And that's more important than anything, because they're watching you. They're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, even having a daughter so early, it was like, baby, the life that I was living, I had to
take it back.
Clean it up
real
quick.
Take it right back. Yes. Hello. Let me get that back.
I had to reel it in. You know, I had to get it together. And like I say, you know, it's like just, I mean, if you can wait. But, you know, people be outside.
Hello.
So,
I mean, hey, you might as well just get it over with.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
You might as well, because you're going to be forward.
If you can wait, sure. In the perfect world, I would say wait. Do, you know, make sure you have your career, make sure you have your job, something stable.
Right.
You know, the right person. But it doesn't always happen that way. So, you know, just do the best that you can, you know, and like you say, give yourself grace. I think that's
God wouldn't put too much on you that you couldn't handle.
Absolutely.
So you really have to start there. And like, just to say something too, like they do watch you. So if this is an opportunity for you to like break generational curses, change some habits, those spirits will transfer to these children. And then you'll be seeing yourself like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like when they do something, they got it from somewhere. Not just social media, because we're living in a social media age. Hello. Some of those, like they hear what you talk about, like conversations. Yes, you really have to mind yourself.
And be repeating it, Lord Jesus. Lord.
Like, this is the time to do the self-work like she's talking about, like especially if they're young. Because listen, they're watching.
Yeah.
They're watching.
And I would say be patient. Be patient. Like, don't get you're going to get overwhelmed, but maybe remove yourself from the situation. Like if you feel like it's too much. Because I know there's been time where it's like, mommy. And it's like, dang, I just helped you. Now you calling me to help you. Now you calling me to help you too. You know, and then I didn't eat. I'm hungry, or I need to take a shower. Like all these things happen at one time. You know what I mean? So it's just be patient. Just know that you're gonna get through it. Take a deep breath. Like sit down. Once you get them together, do something that you like to do. Maybe when they're in the bed. Just try to find that common ground, that balance, where you can like, okay, mommy duties is over. Or dad duties is over. Let me sit down and take a break. But just know that you got it. You guys are gonna learn together. I know that I'm learning. I'm learning to the point I'm like, dang, now I gotta stop doing that because this. So and the first time that you do, you're not gonna get it right. Probably not the second time or the third time, but by the fourth, fifth, sixth time, you're gonna master it. Okay, so just be patient, love on your kids, love on yourself, and know that you can do whatever you put your mind to. Like everybody, especially kids, they deserve to have a life where they can be happy. They deserve to, because they didn't ask to be here. You know what I mean? And I be thinking like that's what makes me go. That's what makes me be. I'm so motivated because I'm like, dang, one day I want to have a big house. I want my kids to be able to walk outside in the back of the, in the in the backyard, and have I don't know about a big dog, but they like dogs, so maybe we'll have a dog. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want my kids to come to. So I have to work to get that. You know what I mean? So y'all got this. Y'all got anything else to say, y'all?
Go. You can go.
Thank you.
Well, how can they find y'all? Tell them where they can find y'all, just in case, because I know y'all both got your own things going on. Let them know your pages and stuff.
Yeah, you can find my business page, Unlimited Beauty by Mo, and my personal page is I Am Monique Unlimited. And you can find my podcast on Spotify.
Hello.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So let's get into it. So today y'all got to know Sayidat, right?
Hello.
But out in these streets, I'm more Ray Banks.
Ooh.
So you can go ahead and follow Rated R Miami on Instagram. Please follow Top Prima Diva on Instagram. That is me.
Hello.
Diva Tees. And please, Dirty Date Media Management. We are everywhere. We are out here. We're giving you content. Dirty Date brings art back to entertainment. So I am excited that we have really launched Dirty Date. Dirty Date was launched last year, but this year we have a huge team. We're working with some great artists this year, and I just want everyone to tap in. Go to my page. You can find Girl Code Academy. And I know we're talking about moms. This is Women's Month, but shout out to those dads who are present. Richard Benjamin. That is my cousin, y'all. Please, he has a brand called the Dad Cartel. And he has been a single father for a while. He just recently got married.
Oh,
but prior
congratulations.
he was a single father, and he takes fatherhood very seriously. So he created this movement for dads to come together. So just like you open this up for moms, there are men doing that for dads. So y'all go get his merch. He has these amazing hats, and just support parents in general and all the moms.
Right.
Shout out to you guys, the moms, the dads,
Hello.
everywhere.
The dads that's still in the kids' lives. Because they need y'all, especially boys. I'm going to say that. Boys are going to be men. And they need the dad to give them that authority. I'm going to say that because with my son, when daddy was getting on him, I used to be like, no, don't talk to him like that. Don't do that. But guess what? Now I'm like, do that. Talk to him like that. Because he kind of needs that. He needs that male figure, that authority. Because with me, I'm soft on him, and he gonna think that it's okay when he get older to go on them streets and do them things. You know what I mean? Y'all, make sure y'all share this live, please. Y'all share the live because you never know who needs to see this live. A mom could be out there struggling right now, or even a dad. This can be someone's inspiration. So go ahead. It's never too late to share it, and also catch us next Monday. Every Monday, I do go live with different special guests. These two beautiful women join me this Monday. I'm going to have another beautiful woman that's going to be with us. So we'll see y'all next Monday at 8 p.m. Bye.
Bye.